I probably travel over 200 days a year, so getting back to Jackson is really special these days. You know, this is home. I think I've always lived life with a sense of urgency. Time is the most precious commodity we have. Every second counts, whether that's time being spent with my children, making films, being in the mountains, being a photographer. Time is precious, and I want to live every moment, you know, as they say, to the fullest. The thing I'm most proud of in my life was choosing my own path, not living my life based on other people's expectations. I grew up in Minnesota. My parents were librarians, and I had a pretty wild imagination. You know, I always wanted to go out and explore the world. I grew up studying martial arts and swimming competitively. I started playing violin when I was 3, and I was doing a lot of these things that, you know, were kind of expected of me by my parents. I never found something that was mine until I found climbing. I've been climbing professionally for over 20 years. I've climbed all over the world on all 7 continents. Some of the highlights are climbing and skiing Mount Everest from the summit, climbing the Shark's Fin on Meru. Climbing built a really strong foundation for me to apply myself to an objective. My latest film, called Free Solo, had the biggest opening box office of any documentary in history. When we won the Oscar, things changed. I've jumped onto a lot of different projects. It's a juggling act, for sure. I mean, I'm more motivated now than ever, whether that's in climbing, filmmaking, or photography. Being in the mountains, there are variables that you can control and variables that you can't control. One of the variables you can control is your fitness. I choose my equipment carefully because I have to rely on them. Oftentimes in the mountains, your life can depend on your equipment. The reason I love climbing is that it forces you to be in the moment. You're focused on the movement, you're focused on breathing. Everything else kind of falls away. When you're on the wall, there are a lot of things going through your mind. But in the perfect moment of climbing, there's nothing. And you are in a state of meditation. That's probably one of the reasons I love it, because you've stopped time. Even after all these years, with everything that's happened, I feel like I'm just getting started.